Hey, this is Jean-Marc, and let's talk about the 6 psychological persuasion tools for empowering your B2B lead generation and marketing. All right, so when it comes to copywriting, one of the sort of tricky ways that we can help people to do what we want them to do is by using specific psychological triggers. And these are all going to be based upon, excuse me, the psychological triggers originally found by Robert Cialdini of the marketing classic Influence. And we're going to be focusing on these psychological triggers just because psychographics in many ways can matter more than demographics. It's still something we're hammering out in marketing, but if you want to learn more about that, I would encourage you to find the text edition of this post. But now, let's talk about tools that you can use to psychologically empower your marketing and even your copywriting. First is reciprocity. So, an example there is a realtor gives you a free housing report in return for your information. So, it's triggered when someone gives to us, we want to give back to them. Scarcity. It's the limited one-time deal that will never come again that we used to see on all of the infomercials of the past. Friendship and liking. This is there's a famous example of this. There is a car dealership salesperson, excuse me, and this guy, he apparently was one of the top salespeople in the country, and his big secret was that he would send cards and thank you notes and say things. Hey, just want to let you know it was great talking to you. I like talking to you. Let's do business. So we like doing business with people who we like and think like us. Authority. This is typically triggered by things like logos, affiliations. That's why a nobody marketer will ask Tony Robbins to endorse him or her. Consensus. It's the idea that everybody's doing it. An example of this is social proof. And lastly, there's commitment and consistency. There's a great story in the book Influenced by Robert Cialdini. I would highly recommend it to you. But essentially, these people slowly increased the size of sign they were willing to put in their yards from a nonprofit organization based on being committed originally. So maybe they started with a little small bumper sticker, and they would come back 2 weeks later, these folks, and say, hey, since you got this small bumper sticker, why don't we stick something in your window that's just a little bit bigger? And then they would come back and ask for something bigger until there was a big honking sign in their yard. So people like to look consistent, and they like to look like they're committed to what they said they were originally going to do. And those were the 6 psychological persuasion tools to use in your B2B marketing.